Hello. I would like to welcome you to our video presentation about page replacement.
Let me show you first our lesson plan. Our lesson plan is composes of 2 chapters. First chapter is about the main graph. The main graph contains the virtual address, mapper, virtual memory, swapping, paging, and lastly page faults. After that we will continue to the second part. The second part will be about page replacements algorithm. There are just 3, so don't be stressed. Initially is FIFO, or the first in first out, the second is LRU, or the least recently used, and ultimately the OPR, or the optimal page replacement. Howdy. Before we begin, let me simply acquaint myself with you. I will be your guide all through the entire video. So come and appreciate tuning in to me. I'm certain you will learn a lot. To start our lesson, let me show you our main graph. This graph will basically our focus on this video tutorial. To make things easier, let's divide the graph into 4 sections. This section is first, this will be second, this will be our third, and finally fourth. Let's now discuss the parts of the main graph. The first is the virtual address. A virtual address is a binary number in virtual memory that enables the process to use our location in primary storage, main memory, independently of other processes, and to use more space than actually exists in primary storage by temporarily relegating some contents to a storage. After the virtual address, the process now will proceed to mapper. Mapper is the one who is responsible for looking for specific location of the needed data program. If the process is present in the memory, then it will go directly to the RAM. But if it is not, it will go to the virtual memory first, before going to the RAM. To make things clearer, I want you to observe this graph. The letter represents the process that's ready to be executed. The job of the mapper is to map them to the virtual memory or the RAM. Depends if it's present or not. If the process is not present, it will go then to the virtual memory. The virtual memory is a memory management technique that provides an idealized abstraction of the storage resources that are actually available on a given machine, which creates the illusion to users of a very large main memory. To further understand the virtual memory, just look at this illustration. The virtual memory combines your computer's RAM with temporary space on your hard disk. Virtual memory is created to help our RAM when it's running low on space. From the virtual memory, the process now will be swapping into the RAM, and it will also swap out process in RAM. Swapping is a mechanism in which a process can be swapped temporarily out of main memory to a backing store, and then brought back into memory for continued execution. To better understand the concept of swapping paging, we prepare an illustration. Process A represents as a process that will need to be swapped out from the RAM to the virtual memory, while process B will need to swap into the RAM. Let's now proceed to our page fault. A page fault is a type of interrupt raised by the hardware when a running program accesses a memory page that is mapped into the virtual address space, but not loaded in physical memory. Additionally, page fault builds in as an incredible marker, of which out of 3 page replacement algorithms is smarter to utilize. Basically, the lower the page fault proportion, the better. Since we finished talking about the parts of the main graph, gives now a chance to begin talking about the well-ordered procedure of what is happening in our main graph. If it's not too much trouble, please listen carefully, as it is somewhat complicated. This is our main graph. The process coming from the CPU will be mapped by the mapper. If it's not present, then the process will go to the virtual memory. If it's present, it will go directly in the RAM. The process in the virtual memory will undergo swapping, which will lead to creation of page faults.
Created using Powtoon.